Hi everyone, in this tutorial we will learn about how to share configurations on FreeNAS. FreeNAS gives us a very powerful feature which is called as shares. So shares are basically implemented when we want uh, to make our pool accessible to other users. Either we can make the complete pool accessible or we can make a portion of the pool which is called as data set to the users who have different requirements, different operating system and so on. In FreeNAS, we can create a different kind of shares like AFP, which is for Apple filing, which uses Apple filing protocol. And this kind of share is used when the client computers run Mac OS. The second kind of share is Unix NFS, which uses network file system. And these kind of shares are accessible from Mac OS, Linux, BSD, and some of the professional versions of Windows. Then we have WebDAV. These kind of shares are accessible using an authenticated web browser or WebDAV. Then we have SMB, which is server message block shares, which is also called as SIFS, Common Internet File System, and iSCSI protocol, right? So in this tutorial, we will basically focus on Apple file shares. I'll demonstrate how we can create shares and how we can create AFP guest shares on FreeNAS. Okay, so let's log in to our FreeNAS device. Okay, so on the very left part of this web interface, we can see all the features that are provided to us by FreeNAS. So from here, first of all, we need to create a pool. We need a pool. So let's add a pool. I'm creating a new one. I'm adding one disk to that pool and the configuration will be Stripe only, and let's create it. Pool has been created. Now we need to create a data set. So let's add a data set to this pool, and data set will be pool 1 data. And here I'm selecting Mac and save. So now we have got a pool and we have got a data set. In order to create Apple file share, we need to go to sharing, Apple file shares, and here we need to add. So basically what we are doing is we are making our pool accessible to other users who use macOS. So from here we will select the path of the pool. So it's mnt/pool1 and save this. So this share has been created here. If you want to edit this, you can click on edit, and if you want to make some more changes, you can go to advanced mode. Over here what you can see is allow list, deny list, read only access, and read write access. So what is included in allow list is all the users which you want to add in the list of users who would access that particular share, and deny list means we do not want to include these users to access that share. So read only access means we only want to provide read mode to those users, And read write access inevitably means that we want to provide read and write access to the users. Fine, if you want to further make changes in the permissions, you can do that. Here we have three kind of users: owner, group, and other. Read write execute, three kind of permissions. We can customize these and click save. So this is done. Now the part 2 of this tutorial in so AFP supports guest login, meaning that macOS users can access the AFP share without requiring the user accounts to first be created or imported to this FreeNAS device. We don't need any login account to this FreeNAS device. Means that particular user can simply access that particular share from his or her laptop using Finder. Okay, so the first step to do that is we need to go to services, and here you need to turn this service on and click edit, click configure. Okay, so here guest account, so you have to select guest account to nobody, right? That's it. So we have added a guest account. Save. Now in this case we want to make a data set accessible to the guest users, right? So here in the storage, in the pool, we already have this data set pool 1 data in the pool 1, right? So we want to make this particular data set which is specifically for Apple file shares to the guest login, guest users, right? But in that case, if we have some users which require authentication to access that particular share, we need to provide permissions. Okay, the kind of permissions to those users except for the guest users also. So you can make changes. You can go to edit permissions. So what kind of permission do we want to provide? First of all, we have to select this is Mac. This share is for Mac. Apply user. What is the user? The user is not root. The person does not necessarily have should have the FreeNAS account. So we need nobody. So this is nobody, and you can select the permissions. That's fine, and save. Okay, so permissions has been set. Now let's go to shares and create a share for the guest users. Click add. Now the path in this case has to be dataset. So this is in pool 1 data, which is the dataset or the partition. Now we can go to advanced mode. If you want to make some changes here to the groups, owners and others, you can make these changes and we can click save. So let's check if everything is fine. So click save. So this share has been created. Now how would a person who uses Mac OS would get the access to this particular share? Is that person need Finder, and then over there that person has to write AFP colon / and the link of this device, okay, to connect to this FreeNAS device. I hope this helped you, and thank you so much for watching.